Welcome to the series where we cover every Grade 0 sealed artifact in Lord of Mysteries, one by one. And today, we are going to talk about Sealed Artifact 0-01, Salinger's Blood Banner, the most terrifying Grade 0 sealed artifact in Lord of the Mysteries. Its story begins at the end of the 4th epic. The Underworld Emperor, Salinger, aka Lord of Death, fell against the combined forces of the 7 Orthodox entities. But long before his fall, Salinger had already attempted something almost impossible. He tried to become a new Great Old One by merging the authorities of the Death Pathway and the Red Priest Pathway. But the attempt partially succeeded, and he became a half Great Old One, but his mind shattered. The conflicting authorities of Death Pathway and Red Priest slowly drove him into utter madness. And when Salinger finally fell in battle against the 7 Orthodox entities, something remained behind, the corrupted Red Priest Uniqueness. But by then, it had already been contaminated by the River of Eternal Darkness and the City of Calamity. That corrupted uniqueness eventually became Sealed Artifact 0-01, Salinger's Blood Banner. The artifact eventually came under the custody of the Church of the Lord of Knowledge and Wisdom. At first, they attempted to study it like any other sealed artifact, but they quickly realized something horrifying. Normal sealing methods were useless. 0-01 was too unstable. So instead, they constructed an entire 3-layer containment system. At the deepest level, they built a gigantic mausoleum. This was the true containment zone of 0-01. The underground halls were enormous, and everywhere stood countless mannequins of soldiers, arranged in perfect formations like a frozen army waiting for war, and among them in the darkness stood the Blood Banner itself. The Church of the Lord of Knowledge and Wisdom conducted extensive research on 0-01. They discovered many horrifying things. The underground mausoleum requires eternal, deathly darkness. Light can appear occasionally, but there cannot be continuous light in the same place, because if light stays too long in one spot, the seal begins to weaken, and when a beyonder above sequence 5 approaches, the artifact instinctively burns the area. These embers can last for a period of time, causing the seal to lose balance. The people responsible for maintaining this underground prison had extremely strict rules. They can't be above sequence 5. Whenever they entered, they were required to wear blindfolds and carry lanterns. If the lantern went out, that person would effectively cease to exist. Everyone around them would believe they had died long ago, as if the victim had never existed at all. And if someone removed their blindfold, something else would come back wearing their identity. Now let's move to next layer of seal. Above this underground mausoleum, the church constructed the second layer of the seal, a gigantic cemetery containing more than 1 million corpses. And this was not merely symbolic. The endless death aura, corpse accumulation, and underworld resonance helped stabilize the death authority leaking from the artifact. The cemetery itself functioned like a massive ritual array. Now move to uppermost layer, which is a whole city, the City of Exiles. Morora, over 100,000 people live there. According to research by Madam Magician, Morora is completely unknown to the outside world, even to lower and middle-class clergy of the Church of Knowledge. This city simply does not exist. The entrance is hidden within the underground of the temple, behind a large double brass door. A city of over 100,000 people, erased from history. The city unknowingly existed as a giant seal and prison, built to contain 0-01. And even with all these layers, the artifact still leaked corruption. Morora constantly suffered riots, murders, storms, earthquakes, psychological instability, and large-scale violence. Even the environment itself began changing. Volcanic activity appeared in places where volcanoes should not even exist. 0-01 was also mentioned in main story, which you might have ignored at that time. During Klein's apotheosis ritual, when Amon used the authority of the door pathway, all seals across the world began showing anomalies. Inside the White Tower, a clergyman named Luca Brewster watched the seal of 0-01 carefully. He hoped to decipher secrets from how the seal reacted, and use those insights to invent new mystical techniques. It is also stated that the deeper researchers descended into the underground containment zone, the stranger the environment became. The darkness no longer behaved like normal darkness. Fog swallowed sound. Space itself became distorted, and the endless formations of mannequins began feeling almost alive. At the center of it all stood 0-01, the Blood Banner of the Underworld Emperor. The artifact also possesses an extremely dangerous property. If someone manages to leave their blood mark upon the banner, they can temporarily gain an enormous increase in strength and combat ability. However, only beyonders below sequence 5 can leave a blood mark. Anyone above that level is forbidden from even approaching the artifact. The artifact will instinctively burn them. Granted power is strongest within Morora, weakening significantly outside the city. As a proxy, the user gains abilities equivalent to a sequence 4 Red Iron Blooded Knight of Red Priest Pathway while inside Morora, including weather manipulation, fog of war cry, and damage absorption. If they abandon their sense of self, they can momentarily approach sequence 3 power. But this power comes with terrifying risks. The deeper the connection with the banner becomes, the more its corruption begins influencing the user. Violence, madness, destruction, and the urge for war slowly begin consuming their mind. Lumian Lee, protagonist of second book, was also a proxy at one point in story. Before him, the banner's proxy was a man named Wanak, the owner of Morora's grain monopoly, the most dangerous person in the City of Exiles, a figure so feared that even the church's researchers avoided him. At the end of the third volume of the second book, Ludwig showed Lumian the confidential church files on 0-01. Lumian looked at the documents and thought to himself, "Damn it, can I even read this?" Even seeing the information was dangerous. Even looking at the file risked corruption from the artifact's mere description. The number 0-01 is not random. When the churches started numbering grade 0 artifacts at the end of the fourth epoch, they gave the lowest numbers to the most dangerous and hardest ones to seal. That's why 0-01 sits at the very top. It is considered the most terrifying and difficult grade 0 sealed artifact of all. Eventually, the story of 0-01 came to an end when Lumian Lee fully accommodated the Red Priest Uniqueness and become a dual pathway sequence 0. By the end of second book, sealed artifacts 0-01 no longer exist. That's everything about sealed artifact 0-01, Salinger's Blood Banner, the most terrifying grade 0 artifact in Lord of the Mysteries. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments which one you want next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.